All right, here we go. It says, Dear Brock, I know my husband and I love each other, but there is one woman over whom we fight quite often. They used to work together before I knew my husband, but she moved away and they lost touch. However, she has recently moved back to town and they have rekindled their friendship. I have met her in person, but I honestly just don't get good vibes from her, and I prefer my husband to not talk to or hang out with her anymore. I like to say I trust my husband, and I don't believe he'd do anything to betray me, but I just don't want him to be in that position. She's gorgeous and very flirty and very open in her conversations. She just makes me uncomfortable. Maybe I'm being jealous or being overprotective or too sensitive, but I do believe my husband should respect my wishes. I've mentioned this to him before, and all he says is I'm overreacting and I need to trust him. But trusting him isn't the issue. I don't trust her. I will say that she's also married, but I never met her husband, and I don't know how or why he is okay with her aggressive behavior when she's out, or if he even knows. Is there a way to get my husband to agree to not see her, or do I have to just get over this? I don't like the way this situation makes me feel. Please help. And again, that was signed by Frustrated Wife.
So there's two perspectives here. There's the perspective of the husband, and I'll go from there first. Husband, your job is to make your partner, your wife, feel as secure as possible. Now, whether you are conducting yourself inappropriately or not is irrelevant. Your job is to make her feel secure. So if there are people or things that might be threatening the way that she feels, you need to take those things very, very seriously. You make sure that she feels heard and her feelings are validated. Telling your partner that they're overreacting or to just get over it is no bueno. You've got to take on what they're saying and take it very seriously, because it is serious. You want your partner to trust you and to feel safe and secure. Like, especially as a guy, like that's your number one priority, safety and security. Like that's what you're supposed to do. I think that there are a couple things that you could probably do. Wife, this is for you. If you've only met her once, maybe have her husband join you guys out for dinner. Get to know them a little bit better. I think that because you've not had that much rapport built with them, yeah, I completely validate that fear that the whole thing is bringing to you. So if you're able to see her husband and see how she behaves with her husband, and if there's an inconsistency there, then I think you're probably a little bit more validated in how you're feeling. Because if she's not consistent with her husband, and then when he's not around, there's a little bit of something that I wouldn't trust as well. But I'm going to also talk about insecurities. Insecurities are the path to the dark side. They really are.
Yeah.
What do we get from insecurities? We get jealousy. We get controlling. We get, obviously, the fear of what the relationship can turn into. So my advice for you is you need to be doing things that reaffirm your confidence, things that make you feel attractive. Because here's the thing, you can only ask your partner to do things to make you feel better and more secure. But it's a very fine line in asking them to do something and then controlling them and making them do it. That is not what trust is. Trust is allowing somebody the opportunity to do whatever it is that they want to do, but knowing that they're going to make the best decision for the both of you, whether you're there or not. That is what trust actually is. If you just remove that fear or that temptation from somebody else, that's not trust, that's control. That's all that is. And that just starts you down a spiral of, okay, I've removed this threat. Now I'm going to have to remove another threat. Now I've got to be more on my guard because now maybe I don't trust my partner to identify threats that I identify. And it is not a very healthy way to live. It just isn't. So, again, what you need to be doing is making sure that you're doing things for yourself that make you feel confident, that make you reassured in the value that you bring to that relationship. Do things that make you feel sexy. I'm serious. You really need to make sure that you are investing in yourself, because if you focus so much on this other woman, you're going to start lacking, and those feelings that you're having of insecurity are going to be reaffirmed. So it's kind of like a negative cycle. It really is. Like, you start focusing on her, you take the focus off of yourself, and you almost make those things that you're afraid of actually happen. And then resentment starts setting in because your partner is feeling very controlled and you almost push them away. And hey, If you push him away, he might go somewhere else. So you really need to focus on yourself. Give him that opportunity to make the best decision for you. But also, I think that you guys need to hang out a little bit more, ask them out for dinner, get to know them a little bit better. And I think that make sure that he is hearing and validating your concerns, because your concerns are valid.
Here's a question for you, Brock, to kind
Sure.
of flip it now. Let's say say maybe there's somebody listening that's in the husband's shoes.
Sure.
Maybe there's somebody has a coworker that's very attractive. They get along. What's the best way to go about answering your wife's concern? Or it could be vice versa situation. But when your spouse or your significant other is asking you, they're like, I don't want you hanging out with so-and-so for these reasons. And you're just like, there's nothing happening. It's completely innocent.
Sure.
What's the best way to go about that?
So kind of what I was saying, which was, I think that they need to all get together, including her husband. Like, we need to all go grab drinks sometime. We need to go have dinner. We need to go do things as a group, because once you are able to establish a lot more of an inside picture, and you're able to have those conversations, I think that there's more respect. There's more questions that are answered. A little bit of that mystery and concern kind of is alleviated. Yeah, because if you don't have the opportunity to have conversations with this woman, and women are very good at this, ladies, your intuition is usually right on. You need to be able to have those conversations and see what the motives are. If she's flirty and aggressive and saying things that are inappropriate with her husband around, then yeah, I would like really highlight those issues if those things are making you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to say it again. Don't let her take the things that you should be doing for yourself as a distraction. Focus on you. Make sure you're bringing the best version of yourself to the table. And just make sure that he's hearing you.
I think that's sound advice. Thank you, Brock, so much. And thank you to Frustrated Wife for, of course, writing in. Hopefully we can drop that frustrated part the next time we hear from you. So thank you again. If you have a question out there and you would like to be part of the show, all you have to do is email me. That's Gino, Gino, at WDODradio.com. And we'll talk about it right here on the air. Again, BrockOlson.com is where you can go for more info on Brock. And you're always answering people's questions on social media. So you're a good follow. It's definitely worth getting into. And you get the podcast and always something going on over there in Brock's world. So make sure you follow him. Again, that's BrockOlson.com. For another episode or another session, let's make it to a cool close.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Right here on Hits 96.